Hello readers, I'm Amy. Just here to introduce this clip really quick. It's about 11 minutes long as I filmed it. It's probably going to be a little shorter as I edit it. But I filmed a rest of the Vegas book haul as if there weren't enough books in my first Vegas video, but this is like a continuation of that because this is going to include a bunch of the comic books and some of the other books that we got after the stuff that I filmed in the first video, but because the clip was so long, it didn't seem to fit in with the Vegas vlogs, so including that here as its own little standalone video. I hope you enjoy this book haul. Trust me, there is another book haul coming in a couple of weeks because I bought so many books in the month since I've been to Vegas, and that requires its own haul. So please enjoy me being exhausted and unpacking. Forgive the lighting, forgive the lawnmowers that you might be hearing in the background. Like I said, I've got so much to do. This is so chaotic. I just need to get through it. I already finished reading Yellowface. I did a buddy read with Hillary from Melted Books, but I have a friend who has an Illumicrate subscription and she went ahead and got me a copy of the Illumicrate edition of Yellowface, which is super washed out in this lighting, but we have the dripping pen end pages that are bright yellow. This is the back of it instead of having like the blurbs and stuff. And so whenever you take off the cover, so this is the hardcover, it's got the title of the book in this story, it's got the author name from this story, and then the author who stole the book from the original author. So there is a reference to that in the autograph, which I don't want to show because showing autographs just makes me feel a little weird. But they have Athena Liu, who is the original author in this story. Then her name is covered with a post-it note that R.F. Kuang then signed. Not like an actual post-it note, but a picture of the post-it note. But anyways, so yes, this is signed by the author. So I have 2 copies of Yellowface now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my other copy of Yellowface. I might, because it's got like so many post-it marks where my notes are, so I might hang on to it for now. I might move the post-it notes over to this edition. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've not had time to think about it. Then we went to so many comic book stores. There were like 4 comic book stores because Chris wanted to buy some Spider-Man comic books, and turns out I'm also kind of into comics. He picked up Uzumaki, which I have seen around everywhere. I've never read it. Chris really wants to read it, so I might actually read it after him or before him, because he's a really, really slow reader. There's also a smaller bookstore that we went to, but I think I should start with the comics. So that was from the comic book store. And then this also was, I don't know what exact collection of Spider-Man this is. It just says Spider-Man. It doesn't say Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. On the back it says Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man, but there's also some of the Amazing Spider-Man. So then we have Maximum Carnage, the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's his. He got another one of the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, there's this box behind the camera. I am not going to go through all these because there are so many single editions that he got. He was looking for the Maximum Carnage, which he picked up a lot of those. Oh, this one's mine. I'd never heard of Spider-Punk, so I found a copy of Spider-Punk and went ahead and got that. He got this, like, look at that. There are some really expensive versions of this, but this one was only like $40, and he loves the color red, so there you go. He got a couple of Venom ones. He's also on the lookout for Superior Spider-Man, which I don't think we found. He's got 2 of the Spider-Man 2099s. This one also see has that really shiny red on it. Yeah, so those are Chris's purchases, and I know he got a bunch of other Spider-Man collections on Amazon. Okay, I was sorry, so just off track. I thought I was missing something, but I haven't opened like half of this suitcase yet, which is right here. He told me about Tank Girl a couple years ago, and we watched the movie, and I just think she's so completely unhinged and also pretty cool. So I found this Tank Girl at one of the comic book stores. I haven't really been keeping track of which versions of Tank Girl I'm getting. I'm just getting a bunch of them. I'm just learning about like different runs and stuff within comics, which explains why storylines always seem so complicated. I've got these 3 comic books. I picked up Jessica Jones, which I think some of my Jessica Jones is actually still out there, but I have 3 of the Alias ones. My other Alias is out there. I ordered the 4th one on Amazon. I've got these 3 Jessica Jones, which I think this is a complete collection. This is the one, this was either inspired by Netflix or Netflix was inspired by these. I don't remember what the guy told me. So there's those. I loved the Jessica Jones TV show. Hopefully they're going to get it going again, because you can't leave us on that cliffhanger. This is Wonder Woman Historia, which I was thinking was like an art history of Wonder Woman, but it is actually its own storyline, and these are just stunning. I finished book 1, and then book 2 has like a different art style, but like book 1 is so fucking gorgeous. And then this is the art style for book 2. I prefer book 1, but they're both gorgeous. Let's see, still in comic books, so I should see. Oh, holy shit. Okay, this isn't as bad as it looks. I mean, it's as bad as it looks, but it's not as bad as it looks. I got this boxed collection of Tank Girl. So book 1 is 1988 to 1990, book 2 is 1990 to 1993, and book 3 is 1993 to 1995. So I could very well have bought some repeats. I don't know. There was some Tank Girl stuff that I didn't get because I didn't like the art style, and I am quite focused on the art style. So we have just a couple... Here we go. Just a couple more. So Avant Pop is this tiny little hole-in-the-wall bookstore that we found. Had some really cool stuff, some signed editions of things, a really nice horror collection, a solid Stephen King collection. So we both wanted this. This is an H.R. Geiger art book, and it's got this paper on the edge, which when you open the book, this is the opening page, and then this paper is actually attached to the back cover. I don't know how much we need that paper because it's going to be kind of annoying, but, and it's just an art book about H.R. Geiger. If you don't know who Geiger is off the top of your head, he is the guy that did a lot of the designs for the Alien movies. That's what he's like really known for. So we both love that style. Chris picked up Masters of Horror and the Supernatural, The Great Tales, because it sounded like this had a lot of like classic horror authors writing stories. And he doesn't do so good with new horror story collections. He prefers the ones from older, like more established writers. We got Firestarter, which neither of us had. Not neither of us. We share our Stephen King collection, but we didn't own Firestarter, so we went ahead and picked it up. I haven't read this yet, but I've watched the Drew Barrymore movie. I want to say I watched the new movie as well, and I liked it, so I might actually read this at some point. And then Dracula. Oh, Dracula. There is this edition of Dracula, which doesn't really look all that interesting, but it's the essential Dracula. So it was essential. I needed to buy it because it's essential. This has all sorts of footnotes. I haven't really looked into who did the footnotes. It says edited by Leonard Wolf, but I have a version of Dracula that I use just for taking notes, so this might become another note-taking Dracula, or I might take some of the notes out of this and include them in my notes in my other one. I'm not sure yet. So, I'm still on weight restrictions, so I'm not picking up that whole pile. But, we did some damage. We really did some damage. Including the Amazon purchases after the bookstores and the comic books, I'm not going to be surprised if there's $1,000 worth of books here. I'm really not. Never mind all the other shopping that we did. But what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I am going to leave it here. Please like, subscribe, be my friend on social media. You can check my other videos for more chaos because this was absolute chaos. And I will see you all later. Bye, friends.